Hey there. Hello everybody. I'm Pallavi here again, and I'm sure everybody is doing good. Everybody is doing their best in their lives. So my dear students, let's start with our next chapter of articulation, which is your verbs. All set? Please take out your textbooks, go to the chapter verbs, and here we go. Okay, so dear students, verbs. Before I get into verbs in action, I'll give an example. I'll take an example here. Let's divide this example or this sentence into three parts. Our students are working on a project. I repeat, our students are working on a project. So divide the sentence. Our students are working on a project. So who are our students? What does this our students refer to? Our students is your subject, correct? Are working is your verb, and on a project is your predicate or an object. So basically I'm trying to say here, the sentence, for that matter any sentence, will and should have a verb to make that sentence a meaningful one. Okay, no sentence exists without a verb. I'll certainly tell you the different forms of verbs in the future slides, but please understand this. For a sentence to be meaningful, you need to have a verb in that sentence. Alright, so no sentence exists without a verb. Hope you got it. Are you able to follow me? So, what is a verb then? Let's define it. A verb is an action word. It shows an action or a state of being in a sentence. We also call them doing words. So as I said earlier, there can be no sentence without a verb. Now let's divide verbs, or let's come to know which are the different forms of verbs we have. We have auxiliaries and we have main verbs. What are auxiliaries and how are they further divided? Auxiliaries are further divided into two: primary auxiliaries and modals. Primary auxiliaries and modals. Got it? Primary auxiliaries are of three forms: be forms, do forms and have forms. Okay, I'm sure you would have known this and you would have heard people speaking and rather you talking using these verbs, because no sentence could be properly used, could be properly formed without these be forms or do forms or have forms. So what are these be forms? Very important, guys. Be forms are your 5 auxiliaries or helping verbs for that matter. They are am, is, are, was, were. Please remember, be forms are of 5. Am, is, are, was, were. Do forms are your do, does, did. So negative of does is doesn't. Negative of did is didn't. Negative of do is don't. Have forms: have, has, had. So negative of have is haven't. Negative of has is hasn't. And had, negative is hadn't. So these are your primary auxiliaries. From your exam point of view, you need to remember, if we ask a question in the brackets, say be form plus a verb, that means you are supposed to use any of these be forms, either am, is, are, was, were, depending on your sentence, which I'll explain to you further. Not an issue. Got it, everybody? So guys, we shall now talk about main verbs or action verbs. What are these main verbs? What are these action verbs? Action verbs, as the name suggests, talks about, describes an action. Like your run, jump, kick, eat, cry, smile, walk, read, etc., etc., etc. So these are your action words. Say for example, Kavya wrote her exams last year. In this particular sentence, which is the action verb? Wrote is the action verb. Which is the subject? Kavya is the subject. Her exams last year is the rest of the sentence. So, when you talk about action word in a sentence, as I said earlier, it connects the subject and the predicate, subjects and the object of a sentence. Got it, everybody? Let's talk about models. What are these models, guys? Models are your cans, coulds, cannots, mays, might not, shall, should, shouldn't, will, won't, need, needn't. All these are your modal verbs. Alright, so these are also called helping verbs, but to be more precise, they are called modals. Alright, so my dear students, let's get into the heart of the verbs. Okay, that is tense of a verb. Tense. What is a tense? It's a verb, or tense of a verb shows the time of action or an event. Okay, it also indicates the state of an action. I repeat, tense of a verb shows the time of action or an event. It also includes state of an action. There are three types of tenses. Which are those? Present tense, past tense, and future tense. I'm sure everybody would have learnt it, would have known this. I don't have to again reiterate the same. So we all know there are three types of basic tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Correct? Now, okay, let's do the present tense. Now, present tense is further divided into four. Correct? Simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Guys, this is how I've been teaching my students all these years. So this is the easiest method to know, to remember the tenses. So I'm sure this would help everybody who's listening to my video, my lessons in fact. So guys, present tense, as I said earlier, further divided into four: simple present, present continuous, present perfect, present perfect continuous. All these are very important from the exam point of view as well, because the exercises which has been asked in your question paper talks about put in the right forms of the verbs which are given in the brackets. Correct? How will you know which type of verb you need to put? So the tenses, the further division of the tenses will actually guide you in putting in those fill-ups. So let's begin with the present tense. So first, under present tense is your simple present tense. When are we using your simple present tense? It is used to denote the habits, routines, universal truths. Correct? Habits. I brush my teeth. What do you mean by that? It's a habit. If I say, I am brushing my teeth, that doesn't mean it's a habit. That means that today you brushed your teeth, tomorrow you wouldn't. That's the reason your habits are your routines. Your habits are something which is like there in your lifestyle. So I brush my teeth. I go walking every day. I go shopping on weekends. If at all I say something of this sort, that means I have maintained this since years. I'm doing the same thing since years, since long time. So whenever you talk about any routine, any habit of yours, you're supposed to use simple present tense. What about your universal truths, guys? Sun rises in the east. The grass is green. Correct? So there are n number of universal truths. Our planet moves around the sun. So that is a universal truth. So whatever universal truths we are referring to, we are addressing to, you're supposed to use simple present tense. Got it? Water freezes at 0 degrees. Water boils at 100 degrees. So these are the universal truths. Present continuous. As the name suggests, continuous is an ongoing event, an ongoing action. Correct? So it is used to denote an ongoing action at that moment. What am I doing now? I am actually teaching a lesson online. What am I trying to explain? I am explaining the different forms of present tense. What am I doing at this moment? I am using present continuous tense to express the action which I am doing at this moment. Understood? So, if your friend calls you over the phone, well, at that moment you would be writing your assignment. So, what are you doing? If your friend calls you and asks you, what will you say? I am writing my assignment at that moment. They're waiting for the result. So say they, for example, your PO board announces that at such and such a time, on such and such a day, your exams results will be out. So you'll be waiting eagerly to get to know your results. So your parents ask you, or your cousin asks you, what are you doing here? Please come and sit. Don't be so tensed. So what will be your answer? You'll say, I'm waiting for my result, so do not disturb me. Correct. So that is present continuous. Now, present perfect. What is present perfect, guys? As the name suggests, it's a perfect tense. That means to say it's an action which has taken place in the past at an unspecified moment before. Okay, say for example, I have finished my breakfast. I have not mentioned at what time, but before this moment I have already finished my breakfast. That is the meaning of present perfect tense. Ramya has finished her course in nursing. They have won the toss. They have won the toss. This is your present perfect tense. Present perfect continuous. When are we using present perfect continuous tense, guys? This is used to denote an action which has started in the past, okay, and is still continuing even at this moment as well. An action which has started in the past, it is still going on till this moment. Example, she has been waiting for the bus since an hour. That means since an hour. Say it is now 10 o'clock. Since 9 o'clock she is waiting for the bus and it's almost 10:15. Still she is in the queue or she is still waiting for the bus. That is the meaning of present perfect continuous. Children have been waiting for the cake cut. What do you mean by that? They've gone for a birthday party. The host is yet to cut the cake. Correct, because the birthday boy is waiting for one of his best friends to come. So he's still waiting for the cake to be cut, and children are also waiting. So children have been waiting for the cake cut. Understood? So these are your present tenses. I will tell you the formats to write the present tense. So guys, what are the formats for the tenses? For each tense, I have mentioned over there the format. So you need to understand how are we supposed to frame a sentence under simple present tense, how are we supposed to frame a sentence under present continuous or present perfect continuous. Let's do the first one. What is the format for the simple present tense? We say, or rather the format is noun or a pronoun plus main verb plus rest of the sentence. Noun or a pronoun is like he or she, or a proper noun, that is Rahul, Kavya, Sita, etc. etc. Main verb is your action word, guys. Over here, please do not put your ing forms. Okay. In your simple present tense, you're supposed to put just the main verb because we are talking about an action which is your routine. So you're not supposed to put any helping verb there. So noun or a pronoun plus main verb plus rest of the sentence. Got it, guys? This is your format for your simple present tense. Now coming to the present continuous. Check out the format there. Format is noun or a pronoun plus helping verb plus main verb plus rest of the sentence. What do you mean by that? Helping verbs, I had told you earlier, are your auxiliaries. Auxiliaries are your is, am, are, was, were. Understood? So, for a noun or a pronoun, if you put a helping verb plus a verb with an ing form. Understood? Verb with an ing form plus rest of your sentence is your present continuous format. Now it is present perfect tense. Present perfect tense is little confusing. Okay, we are using past participle here, guys. It's not the main verb. We are using past participle. So noun or a pronoun plus have or has in the present tense. Do not put had here. Had becomes your past perfect. Understood? So have or has. Have is for I have, you have, or we have. For the rest, she has, Kavya has, plus past participle. Past participle, say for example, if you take your reflections, okay, at the last, generally in your grammar books, at the last they'll have got columns, correct? Present tense column, or rather, you can check out. They'll make a bifurcation with the heading verbs, and they'll let you know about the verb in the present form, in the past form, and the past participle form of it. Correct. So past participle plus rest of the sentence. I repeat, noun or a pronoun plus have or has plus past participle plus rest of the sentence. Okay. Next is present perfect continuous. What is present perfect continuous? I had told you this earlier. Check out the format. Noun or a pronoun plus has or have. Okay, plus been. You're supposed to mention been. Plus main verb with an ing, writing, sitting, dancing, plus rest of the sentence. I have been waiting. She's been doing. So noun or a pronoun plus has or have plus been plus main verb with an ing form and the rest of the sentence. This is the formats for all the types of present tenses, guys. You can make your own chart. Pick out a verb. For example, walk. Okay, take out a verb called walk and try to frame sentences of different tenses using the term walk. You will get to know all the tenses. Generally, you might have done this. Your teachers would have told this already. So, make a conscious effort and do a table. Draw a table on these forms of tenses. Alright. Hope I'm clear, everybody. So, guys, let's try some textbook exercises which pertain to the present tense forms. Okay. So, fill in the blanks by choosing the correct answer, appropriate answer. Don't make noise. You are disturbing me. It's not is disturbing. It's not was disturbing. My friend goes to gym. He wants to be fit. It's not is wanting. It's not has wanted. It is wants to be fit. Generally, they speak in Kannada, but now they are speaking in English. So, it's not is speaking. It's not was speaking, but it is are speaking. Next, the sun rises in the east. It is not is rising, it is not was rising. So it is just sun rises in the east. Got it? Let's do one more exercise, guys. Complete the following sentences with the verbs given in the list. The words are in the brackets. She has many friends in the city. She has many friends in the city. My friend lives in London, so I go there every year to meet him. Many youngsters like to work in America. He goes to market every day. She likes many types of fruits, but she doesn't like poo and banana. Got it? So these two exercises I've chosen from the textbook which talks about different forms of present tense. So sweethearts, let's now talk about past tense, different forms of past tense. As in present tense, even here past tense has 4 forms. Which are they? Simple past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Correct. Simple past. When are we using simple past? It is used to denote an action that happened in the past. Simple. An action which has happened in the past. He lived in America in the 90s. He wrote this wonderful novel during his college days. Or he drew this portrait when he was at home during vacation. This is your simple past tense. Let's check out the format as well. Noun or a pronoun plus main verb with an ed form for the regular verbs and rest of the sentence. Regular verbs as in worked, painted, okay, and etc. These are your regular verbs with an ed form. Okay, there are irregular verbs as well. Say we came last. Okay, we ran fast. Again, that is simple past tense. Correct. Now, past continuous forms. It is used to denote an action that began in the past, continued for some time in the past itself. An action which began in the past and continued for some time in the past itself. I was watching when she called. My mother was cooking when somebody knocked at the door. So format is noun or a pronoun plus was or were plus verb in an ing form and rest of the sentence, of course. So watching is a verb with an ing. You have to prefix it with was or were. Was is it is because I singular. We were watching. Now past perfect. Past perfect is used to denote the action which took place before another point in the past. An action which happened at some point in the past. We had visited this hill station last year. You know, we had already watched this movie in the cinemas. So past perfect. And the format noun or a pronoun plus had plus past participle plus rest of the sentence. Noted guys, past participle will remain the same for the present tense, for the past tense and for the future tense as well. Okay, so past participle is the same in all the tenses. So noun or a pronoun plus had plus past participle plus rest of the sentence. Last, past perfect continuous. It is used to denote an action that started in the past. Alright, continued up until another time in the past. I repeat, an action which started in the past and continued for some time again in the past. They had been talking for over an hour before the train arrived. We had been working on the project until the manager asked us to stop. Correct? So noun or a pronoun plus had, again been plus verb with an ing form plus rest of the sentence. This is your past perfect continuous. So as I said earlier, please choose a word, make a table and form your own sentences. That will ease out the problem, the confusion over here guys. Hope you're able to understand me. Okay, let's do some practice on past tense. Again, I've taken it from the textbook itself. Complete the sentences by using past tense form of the verbs given in the brackets. My friend dash when the accident took place. Check out the words in the brackets guys. Be plus drive. Be form plus drive. How will you make out which be form you are supposed to put in? Check the sentence, rest of sentence. When the accident took place. So took, the action is already done. So you're supposed to use the past tense, past form of the be form. So obviously was or were. So my friend, you cannot say my friend were. It is my friend, not my friends. So my friend was driving when the accident took place. Got it guys? Next, the priest visited my father last week. Last week, again the time frame is at the last week. The time frame which has been given is in the past tense. So visit will change to visited. Next, they spoke to me about the incident few hours ago. Few hours. So again hours is already mentioned earlier. Few hours ago. So speak will change to spoke. Okay guys, one more from the exercise. Complete the following sentences using simple past or past continuous forms of the verbs. We have done the format already. We know also where to put what. So let's try. He met his teacher while he, again be form, go with the be form to the market. So how will you frame this? How will you put in the right verb? He met his teacher while he was going to the market. Correct. Next, when I dash at home this evening, it dash rain. So what's the be form here? The past, because the question already mentions you need to either put simple past or past continuous. So when I was at home this evening, it rained. Okay. Last month my friend was staying in Bangalore and I went to see him. So past tense of go is went. So be plus stay will become was staying. Yesterday he forgot to call me as he was doing his homework. So forget changes to forgot. Rajana was working in the office when Basavraj met him. It's not meet him, it's met him. So got it, guys? This again from your textbook. So please do this simultaneously if possible. Alright? So guys, let's try 2 more exercises. Alright? Now, I want to tell you something here. Please read through the textbook thoroughly, the reflections thoroughly, because most of the exercise, 99.9% of the time, whatever exercises we take or we choose to put in into your question paper, we take it from the textbook itself. Alright, so read thoroughly all the important points of the chapters. Okay, that is more than enough to answer these questions, these kinds of questions. Alright, let's begin. So the lion was the king of the jungle. He wanted to have peace in the kingdom. So want has changed to wanted. So he appointed. Appoint will change to appointed a commission of inquiry. Mr. Fox was the chairman. On seeing the members, the man demanded to include one from his side. Next, once the commission of inquiry, sit will change to sat to take the evidence. The elephant came instead of come. Yeah, come will change to came along with a superior air. He justified his act of occupying the hut. The man was waiting for his opportunity to give evidence. So these are few exercises to make you understand the correct usage of the verbs. Guys, please do not write just the ing form of the verb without prefixing any helping verb. Please include your helping verb plus the ing form of the verbs, especially during these situations. Okay, hope you understood whatever I've taught you today. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, so dear students, this is verbs for you. And I'm sure you've understood, everybody has understood my explanation on verbs. You know, guys, curiosity is the wick in the candle of learning. You need to be curious. You need to ask questions as to why is this? Ask yourself, why is this? Why should I put this verb over here? Correct? So only when you have that curiosity, that will actually burn the candle of learning for you. Correct? So I'm sure you have liked my video, and please comment and share it with your friends and classmates. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you once again. Have a good day ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.